Alright everyone, welcome back. It's been a while since I did a car video, so let's see how this goes. It's a 312 horsepower BMW X2 M35i, 0 to 60 in a little over 5 seconds. Pretty excited about this car. It's got a great shape to it. So while I got the keys, let's take a quick look at it, learn some things. Got a very fast back look to the rear end, quad dual exhaust. It is a comfort access hatch with the kick feature. So lots of good practicality back here for storage, road trips. You have a power outlet back there as well. This can be removed as always to create more vertical space for you. And one of my favorites about the X1 similar platform is this storage underneath the floorboard. So that's a lot of storage, especially for a family of 4, extra cargo, maybe going on a road trip. So this X2 comes in at about 53.4, and don't forget you have your first 3 years of maintenance free on a BMW. Here's a look at the interior. You've got charging ports, ventilation. It is a 5-passenger vehicle for a sport activity coupe. Armrest and cup holders otherwise. Nice attention to detail on the doors. Sport bucket seats. Now the X2 in its whole lineup, you have heated steering wheel and heated seats as standard equipment. Take a look at the console. Now you don't have a joystick lever for engaging drive and transmission. It is now just a flick of a button to engage reverse or drive and sport mode. And then you have, of course, the paddle shifters, some of my favorite features. Speaking of the transmission, it is a dual clutch, so there is longer travel when you set it into park and you let off the brake than a normal conventional automatic. But lightning fast shifts and it's a lot of fun. We'll take it out. Now this is compelling to me because about 3 years ago we leased a Mazda 3 turbo hatch, and that's a fun car. But that lease is coming due, and this is making a compelling story for a switch to BMW. Almost a patriotic setup here. You got the red, white, and the blue. Alright, tight suspension. It's M adaptive suspension, which is standard on the 35i. So taut, but however smooth. We're coming to our spot. I'm going to put it into sport. Do some downshifting. Some nice pops from the exhaust. Now, because this isn't a chassis that has BMW's ultimate DNA of half the weight on the front of the car, half the weight on the back, this is a front bias setup and sends power to the back, whereas most of your other BMWs with xDrive do it the opposite way. You can, with this tracking that it has, feel the back squirrel out a little bit if you want to test drive one and see what I'm talking about. It's nice and tight. But like all the transmissions in BMW, this dual clutch is really nice. I love how in a dual clutch you can feather the throttle almost like you're letting the clutch out. love how it holds gears and doesn't auto upshift on you. So if you're not familiar with a dual clutch transmission, what it does is it's almost like over engineering. It's an automated manual. So it's like a manual that's automatically operated. Over some tracks. M adaptive suspension, soaking that up really nice. So awesome drivetrain, good power, great sound. Comfort in the seat is excellent. And this would really, coming from a hatchback or a hot hatch, this would suffice really nice. I love the design of it because it's almost like an X6. So it's offering a lot more space in the rear and the rear seat legroom for cargo capacity, and then passengers, say if you're coming from a hot hatch. We'll give a try to a 0 to 60 run. This is a satisfying power delivery. You would not know that this is front biased. You could feel the power coming from the back, almost wanting to skip out, but just BMW's handling brings it right back, and you are so in control and comfortable. So we are back now at the dealership, and I'll show you some features on the inside. Cool little accent on the dash. You can switch that color if you want to. So if you see here, this is your control and lever for transmission. Now when you come to a stop and you want to put the car in park, you could do three things. You could shut the engine off, you can put the emergency brake on, or you can open the door, and that's going to put the car in park. But right by your shifter you also have your modes. So where I didn't really punch it into sport mode specifically, I did have the transmission into the sport mode. But this is a nice comfortable space. Very modern. You have the blacked out headliner, blacked out mirror caps, the grille, thick M steering wheel. That's part of the M Sport package on your X2. I popped the hood to get a look under there. Let's check it out. So 2-liter 4-cylinder. You've got your posts up here again for your battery when you're helping your neighbor or somebody that needs a jump. 4 years, 50,000 miles. For BMW's bumper-to-bumper coverage, that's inclusive of roadside assistance as well. M badging on the carbon fiber-esque engine cover. So not a bad space to be in at all if you're looking for performance, a little bit of luxury, excellent safety, and a great design. If you're wondering about fuel economy with all that power, you do have a great rating. These are fuel-efficient engines for sure. So nearly 32 miles per gallon on the highway. Nice amount of space in the back seat for rear passengers. And for a sport activity coupe, it's actually got a decent amount of headspace to get in the vehicle. Whereas the X6 and maybe the older X2, you had to warn rear passengers to duck if they were getting in the back seat. This is nice. So working for BMW, you get an employee lease special, so I'll have to check it out what it is on this. Checking out your lit grille. That's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for subscribing, following along, dropping comments, and your support to the channel. There's going to be a few changes here coming up as we go into 2024, but really appreciate your support and all your help and your encouragement, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.